2021 financial year. This is a challenging time for the world as global uncertainties and COVID continue to impact millions of lives across the planet. In fact, that's a reason why a large number of you are still joining us online as opposed to here in Shenzhen. Today's event is being live streamed in 9 languages, highlighting the global reach of Huawei and the diverse regions where we continue to provide valuable services to all our customers. The ability to connect and communicate has never been more important, and Huawei is developing and delivering communications technology that is making that communication smarter and easier, enabling industry to be increasingly energy efficient, even as the amount of data we use grows exponentially. The agenda of today's event is fairly simple. We'll have around 40 minutes presentation from our 2 Huawei executives, our current rotating chairman, Mr. Guo Ping, and our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Meng Wanzhou. They will both be speaking in Mandarin with simultaneous translation. Following that, we'll open the floor to questions for both here and online. The Q&A session will be with consecutive translation and will last until around 6 p.m. local time this evening. And without further ado, and for the key points in our financial report this year, please join me in giving a very warm welcome to our stage, Ms. Meng Wanzhou. Thank you.
Dear members from the media, good afternoon. It's great to see you. The last time I attended a Huawei annual report press conference was 4 years ago. Today, when I see you again, especially as many of you have made it to the site despite the pandemic, I really feel great to have this face-to-face communication with you, and there's no such substitute to such interactions. The past 4 years have seen tremendous changes in the world, so in China, in the few months after I came back, I've been trying to catch up. I hope I will catch up. Well, you may also imagine that Huawei has changed a lot. So today, taking this opportunity, I'm going to share with you the latest information about Huawei. I will first share with you our performance in 2021. And the theme is solid operations, investing in the future. Our rotating chairman, Mr. Guo Ping, in his New Year message for 2022 said, our overall performance was in line with our forecasts in 2021. In 2021, our revenue audited by the auditors was 636.8 billion yuan. We really appreciate the support from our customers, partners, and consumers. Last year, our net profit was 113.7 billion yuan, up 75.9% year-on-year. Cash flow from operating activities reached 59.7 billion yuan, up 69.4%. Meanwhile, we have seen improvement of our liability ratio, which was 57.8% in 2021, down 4.5 percentage points compared with the previous year. From these financial figures, you can see Huawei's overall financial position is sound. The overall financial resilience is strengthening. Let's look at our revenue breakdown by businesses. Our carrier business revenue reached 281.5 billion yuan, with more than half coming from outside China. Overall, our market share of the carrier business and also revenue in the carrier business were in line with our forecasts. Let's look at our enterprise business. In 2021, our enterprise revenue hit 102.4 billion yuan. Especially our new businesses like Huawei Cloud and digital power enjoyed very strong growth, which was over 30%. And then let's look at our consumer business. In 2021, our consumer business revenue reached 243.4 billion yuan, while revenue from handsets, tablets, and PCs declined due to some restrictions. However, wearables and smart screens achieved very good growth, over 30% growth. So that's the revenue breakdown by the three major businesses. Based on such a revenue size, our net profit reached 113.7 billion yuan, increasing by 49.1 billion yuan. Even when we exclude earnings from asset disposal, our net margin still improved, and that is due to the following reasons. First, we adjusted our product mix in sales, so our sales margin was improved. We also refined supply planning. Better collaboration has enabled us to shorten the cycle from order to revenue. In addition, as Huawei has accumulated ICT expertise, through digital operations, we enhanced internal operation efficiency. In 2021, our selling and administrative expenses dropped by nearly 10 billion yuan. We also see that our cash flow from operating activities reached 59.7 billion yuan, up 69.4% year-on-year. Our collection to revenue ratio is sound. That means our revenue represents cash that can be collected. The increase of our operating cash flow directly reflects that our major businesses have improved their ability to generate operating cash flows, and the company is more capable of dealing with uncertainty. And this will help guarantee our ability to continue investing for the future. Let's now look at our total asset and liability ratio. In 2021, in the audited report, our liability ratio was 57.8%, down 4.5 percentage points compared with the previous year. In addition, from our asset structure, you can see nearly 99% of our assets are tangible assets, which is the result of our steady and organic development strategy. Earlier, I talked about our operating cash flow. You may also want to know the status of our net cash. Net cash is cash and short-term investments minus interest-bearing liabilities. In 2021, our net cash reached 241.2 billion yuan, up 11.9%. In a word, from these figures of revenue, profit, cash flow from operating activities, you can see that we are improving our financial performance, and such performance is the foundation for us to ensure continuous investment in the future. The value of a company is not only reflected by its financial performance, especially for a high-tech company like Huawei. The future-oriented long-term investments can better reflect the real value of a company. The real value of Huawei lies in the capabilities, teams, and platforms we have built with our long-term R&D investment. And they are the real key to Huawei's long-term and sustainable competitiveness. So next, I would like to share with you Huawei's R&D investments. Huawei puts customer value above shareholder returns and does not constrain R&D investment by profits. This is a principle we have always followed. We invested 10% of our revenue in R&D that was written into Huawei's charter. Here you can see from 2012 to 2021, our R&D expenses you can see that in 2013, the R&D expense to revenue ratio was 13.2%. And then in 2021, R&D expense to revenue ratio was 22.4%, which is one of the highest ratio in Huawei's history. According to the 2021 EU Industrial R&D Investment Scoreboard, Huawei ranked second. We always believe that benchmarking our R&D investment against revenue is the key to us continuously delivering value to our customers. So no matter how our profits change, we have always followed this principle. We do not try to maximize shareholder returns, but prioritize sustainable development and innovation in order to better serve our customers. Based on the financial figures I've shared, I want to conclude with this. Huawei's greatest assets are its rich reserves of talent, ideas, theories, engineering expertise, methodologies, as well as well-run processes. This is the real value behind Huawei's beautiful financial report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And for the second part of our presentation, please welcome to the stage our current rotating chairman, Mr. Guo Ping.
各位媒
Hello, everyone. Ms. Meng shared with us our financial performance over the past year. I know that many of you have growing interest in what Huawei will do, and will it maintain its competitiveness, and will it continue enabling customers to achieve successful business outcomes. So next, I'd like to share our thoughts for the future from an operational perspective. My topic is reaffirming direction, reshaping paradigms, delivering value. Mr. Ren Zhenfei, our founder, said that an organization should be full of vitality with correct direction. Major trends like digitalization, intelligence, and carbon neutrality are the directions that would define our ongoing development. We will be delivering value to the entire society, and we are making efforts to reshape certain areas. So I will be talking to you and answering your questions through this perspective. We managed to survive 2021. Earlier at Mobile World Congress, held in Spain, Huawei and our partners won multiple awards. One category was for our innovative products and solutions. Another, in collaboration with carriers and industry partners, was for digital innovation. This speaks to the fact that our products and innovation continue to earn the recognition of our customers and industry peers. Of course, as this picture indicates, we still have plenty of challenges ahead of us. In 2022, we will continue our fight for survival and development. In the future, our ability to survive and thrive depends on ongoing heavy investment in R&D. As Ms. Meng mentioned, Huawei invested heavily in engineering and technological innovations and provided our customers with significant business value, and we will continue in this direction moving forward. We are doubling down on our efforts in basic science and cutting-edge technology, where we seek more breakthroughs. Just now, Ms. Meng mentioned that Huawei's R&D investment last year has hit record high. In the future, this heavy investment will continue. We will not be solving our problems by saving. Instead, we will further optimize system architecture, enhance software performance, and probe the depth of scientific theory. At the same time, we hope to solve a number of technology and process challenges for a highly trustworthy and reliable supply chain. As we all know, these days, Huawei is not able to access certain advanced processes. So in order to pull through, we have to increase our strategic investment. When you cannot secure leadership in an individual technology, you have to seek breakthroughs in systems engineering. This approach is similar to building a massive stone structure. The choice of stone is determined by the design of the building, and the frameworks that support it are what bring the stones together in an optimal way. The mission of a system determines how its components are designed, whereas the structures are made to support the system in a holistic way. Allow me to give you a couple of examples. The first involves artificial intelligence. Mobile phones are becoming increasingly intelligent, and a large number of AI-powered applications have become really widespread, like photography and voice recognition. This trend will only continue to grow. But existing AI neural networks consume tons of computing power and electricity. Faced with process improvement bottlenecks and restricted access to advanced processes, if we hope to create AI applications that are more energy efficient and shrink the size of chips, selecting the right materials for our system is critical. Our innovative R&D team used additive neural networks to replace today's AI networks that involve floating point multiplication. Without compromising the core AI functionality, this significantly reduced the scale of floating point multiplication. 16-bit addition compared to 16-bit multiplication can lower the power consumption of AI computing by 88% and reduce circuit size by 76%. This makes our products a better fit for an intelligent world, both powerful and more energy efficient. Another example, sports arenas, cinemas, among many crowded venues are starting to provide their customers with Wi-Fi 6 connections. But when there is a sharp rise in traffic, the interference can get really severe and network connections pretty much grind to a halt. Technically speaking, increasing the SNR is one way of addressing this issue, for example, increasing the number of channels, but the problem of interference are difficult to solve. With restricted access to advanced processes, our R&D team figured out a solution by redesigning component structures. They use smart antenna technology to build virtual lampshades for Wi-Fi signals, just like the shades on lamps in your home. When each lamp has a shade, the beams don't cross, and interference is largely controlled. In an equally dense space, data throughput can be increased by more than 50%, which greatly improves user experience on your Wi-Fi. Talent, scientific research, and an innovative spirit are the three critical ingredients for Huawei's future. We put together ICT industry's most pressing challenges and are actively attracting top minds around the globe so that world-class talent can work on world-class problems. We want to attract top minds in great numbers. Let experts unleash their full potential in key business domains, give them a full play, and encourage them to pursue scientific advancement without constraint. With a large talent pool, we can continuously drive breakthroughs in theory, architecture, and software. We're happy to see that on the Forbes list of the world's best employers in 2021, Huawei ranked 8th. And we will keep working hard to make Huawei a more attractive place to talent. We remain open and are building out a global portfolio of tech capabilities. we work closely with local academic communities and the world's top universities to set up joint labs. Near those universities, to inspire exploration, thought leadership, openness, and critical thinking, we have opened a number of Spark cafes. They are open to public, serve as a bridge to connect scientists, and will inspire advances in science and technology and build beacons that guide us to a brighter future. Next, let's have a look at breakthroughs in science and technology. Huawei is working hard to reshape 3 areas of the ICT industry: fundamental theory, architecture, and software. First, rethinking fundamental theories. We will keep exploring next-generation MIMO, wireless AI, among other theories and the technologies which will take us even closer to Shannon's limit. At the same time, we will dive into semantic communications and other new theories, try to go beyond Shannon's limit and create new horizons for the development of the communications industry. Our efforts in pushing the frontiers of communications theory have already begun to bear fruit. Our Meta AAU, an innovative massive MIMO product, can add 30% in both uplink and downlink coverage and reduce energy consumption by 30%. In March, MWC held in Spain. This was one of the awarded products. Second, reshaping architecture. In telecoms, we are leveraging the wireless and optics synergy and using photoelectric fusion to address challenges like ultra-high frequency, ultra-large bandwidth, and ultra-high speed. We also hope to break through process bottlenecks in future chip making. As for computing, AI and big data applications are growing rapidly, but the traditional CPU-centered architectures are unable to keep up, and we are actively working to address this issue. We are developing a peer-to-peer architecture that uses a unified bus to enable GPUs, NPUs, and new hardware to more effectively support the explosive growth of AI applications. Finally, reinventing software. The explosive growth of AI is significantly driving up demand for computing power, while advancements in hardware tend to be slowing down. In response, we have made software a greater priority and streamlined our technology systems for basic software. With Harmony OS and Euler OS, we aim to maximize the computing potential of diversified hardware. With our MindSpore framework, we're helping scientists and engineers significantly improve the efficiency of AI development. Through our software engineering capability enhancement transformation, the number of cells and the scheduled users for wireless have been doubled. The user access performance of Ethernet switches quadrupled, and our leadership in optical transmission products cemented. These have enabled us to maintain top-notch product competitiveness despite the challenges we face. We're still working to reshape these 3 areas of the ICT industry, but we are already seeing the results of breakthroughs in certain theories and architectures. Because some materials and processes are withheld from us, we have to use alternative means to enable the same functionality on a given product. For example, for base stations, to enhance performance and reduce power consumption, we have to look at the most power-hungry components on them. Power amplifiers for RF units. Huawei is using gallium nitride to make more efficient power amplifiers. Its amplification efficiency for high-frequency signals is much higher than that of LDMOS transistors and other traditional semiconductor materials, which allows us to reduce power consumption by 20%. In optical communications, with breakthroughs in LCOS, digital optical layers, and holographic optical algorithms, our OXCs have been able to achieve one-hop connections for optical networks. We will keep investing in foundational technologies to ensure product functionality while maintaining our competitive edge. Data centers are booming right now. Here in China, you often hear about initiatives to balance the distribution of computing power across the eastern and western regions of the country. In this domain, we are planning far ahead into the future and hope to secure a leadership position in next-generation data centers. The problem facing today's computing architectures is that we are using a unified bus to enable GPUs, NPUs, and new hardware to more effectively support the explosive growth of AI applications. After we extend this design from single servers to computing centers, third-generation cluster computing centers will increase performance by a factor of 5 to 10. Apart from improving products and systems engineering, we are also increasing our investments in ecosystem development. Compared to traditional business segments, Huawei's cloud services, computing, smart devices, and intelligent automotive solutions rely heavily on developers and ecosystem partners, which are key to our success. Over the past few years, we have faced numerous challenges, but we managed to win the support of over 8 million developers around the world. They are using our open platforms, open source software, and development tools to enhance their development capability and efficiency. In the ICT domain, we've donated Open Euler, which currently has over 1 million instances in commercial use. We also keep working at our AI framework. It has seen more than 1 million downloads, and its performance has begun to win the recognition of the scientific community. We will continue pressing ahead with this AI framework. As for our consumer business, we're happy to know that Harmony OS was used by the end of 2021 in 220 million Huawei devices, and the third-party Harmony OS Connect devices shipment reached 115 million. Moving forward, we will work with our industry partners to build thriving Harmony OS, Open Euler, and MindSpore ecosystems. At Huawei, we are adjusting our business portfolio to adapt to the trends of digital transformation and carbon neutrality, as well as intelligence, and to better deliver value to our customers. Here are some examples. Developing real economy is the priority for China. Helping the real economy go digital is the mission of Chinese tech companies. Let's take a look at the coal mining sector first. For a long time, coal has played a major role in China's energy mix. However, ensuring the safety of miners remains a challenge, and the coal mining industry is racing to make mining safer using intelligent technologies. As an ICT infrastructure provider, Huawei will use ICT technologies to help industries build solutions that support comprehensive sensing, real-time interconnections, and intelligent control. For example, panoramic video can reduce the number of workers on the fully mechanized mine phase. We've also got things like autonomous driving and intelligent inspections, all of which reduce risks for workers. Digital technology is making a difference, and our mine team will make sure that the miners extract coal in suits and ties. Next, let's look at how Huawei digital power business helps realizing carbon neutrality. We are working to turn PV systems into smart PV generators so that we can harness even more energy from the sunlight. Last year, with our powerful solar inverters, we helped Qinghai build the world's largest PV plant, which has a total installed capacity of 2.2 gigawatt. The plant has already connected to the power grid. It covers an area of 55 square kilometers, which is about the size of 8,000 football fields. It generates 4 billion, or rather 5 billion kilowatt hour of electricity every year, which is enough to supply the whole city of Beijing for nearly half a month. What's more, this project helped improve the local ecosystem. Now you can even find sheep grazing under solar panels and new vegetation growing where desert was. As the ICT industry, of which Huawei is a part, continues to go digital, data centers and communication sites will need more energy. So, we are working to build green and low-carbon data centers and communications networks. We want each individual watt to support more connections and computing power. Here's another example on the consumer side. Owing to changes in policy and consumer habits, fitness and health data have gone from being relatively siloed to being shared between smart devices and data platforms. This has caused a surge in the demand for wearables that support fitness, and health management. To date, Huawei has shipped more than 100 million wearables. We're innovating non-stop to provide consumers with a broader range of fitness and health services. This includes working with medical institutions to provide proactive health management service. Huawei watches with blood pressure monitors, among a number of other products, have been certified as Class 2 medical devices. We will keep investing in the future to meet consumer demand for wearables. Next, I'd like to talk about our intelligent automotive solutions, which have been a subject of growing interest. Let me reiterate our position. Huawei does not make cars. Instead, we are bringing our 30 years of ICT capabilities to the automotive sector. We aim to help car OEMs build better vehicles and sell more of them. We have developed 7 intelligent automotive solutions and launched more than 30 intelligent automotive components. With this, we want to help the automotive industry go intelligent. We work with car OEMs using models like Huawei Insight and the Huawei Zhixuan. We are working with a lot of car OEMs home and abroad. In depth, we will help them build better vehicles and achieve business success. Under this new collaborative model, our development strategy is to provide platforms and grow the ecosystem. Over the past 2 years, we have forged partnerships with over 300 partners, and we will keep increasing our investment in expanding the ecosystem. Together, we will accelerate the transition to intelligent vehicles. Last but not least, I'd like to touch on Huawei Cloud. Last year, we announced our Everything as a Service strategy. With infrastructure as a service, we help enterprises expand their services worldwide. Huawei Cloud now operates in 27 regions with 65 availability zones. With technology as a service, we aim to make innovation easier than ever. We spend more than $10 billion on R&D each year. We are making the fruits of our R&D efforts and ICT expertise available in the form of cloud services to our customers, partners, and developers. We have also built a series of development pipelines for AI applications and software. This helps make software development easier and faster because customers and developers don't have to reinvent the wheel. Instead, they can focus on innovation for specific industry scenarios. With expertise as a service, we are making industry best practices available to developers. To this end, Huawei Cloud released Macroverse APaaS. This platform distills Huawei's innovation and digital transformation experience we've garnered over the years in collaboration with various industries. It also forms the synergy between Huawei Cloud infrastructure, Huawei Business Process and IT Cloud, and Huawei Mobile Services. For cloud-cloud collaboration, this platform also categorizes and integrates industry know-how into API services that are readily accessible to developers, enabling them to innovate for specific industry scenarios. Our fight to survive is not over yet. We are not finishing the 3 reshaping. But no matter what comes our way, we will keep investing. That is the only way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Guo. I'd like to invite Madam Wang back onto the stage again, please, as well as our interpreter, Mr. Li Shuyan. Thank you. We will shortly begin our Q&A session. But before we do that, just a few housekeeping points, please. If you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand, and once I acknowledge you, we will bring over a microphone so that we can hear your questions clearly. For those of you who are online, please raise a digital hand, and when I acknowledge you, please accept the invitation to unmute your microphone when we call upon you to ask a question. For everybody, whether online or offline, please remember to state your name and the organization you represent before you ask a question. We'll allow 1 question per journalist, and that will allow us to get through as many questions as possible in the time allotted to us. You may ask your question in either English or Mandarin. and our translator, our interpreter, will translate both the questions and the corresponding answers. One final point, please, we do understand and accept your interest and care for Ms. Meng, but please understand our speakers will not be able to address any questions regarding Ms. Meng's personal legal case. So please keep your questions focused on our business report and our future strategy. And with that, I think we'll open the floor to questions. I think over here, the gentleman with the glasses in the second row.
您好，我是新华社的记者王潘，我想把我的问题提给孟总，因为去年9月份的时候，我是在宝安机场见证您的回来，我也非常期待这个时隔数年之后，能够在这个会场上再次听到您发布年报。我的问题是，刚才听到您和郭总都提到了去年一年的发展状况，我们觉得去年一年对于华为来说应该是一个非常艰难的生存之年。那么度过了去年之后，您对今年的一个期待是什么样子？您觉得今年是一个什么样的状态？您觉得这个华为是否已经度过了最黑暗的阶段？好，谢谢。
This is from Xinhua News Agency. My question goes to Ms. Meng. As we have met, I went to Bao'an Airport last September when you came back. And I listened to the presentations from Ms. Meng and Mr. Guo. Both you mentioned the performance from last year, and we know that last year was a year of seeking survival for Huawei. So my question is, what are your expectations for 2022? And do you think that Huawei has passed the darkest moments?
谢谢你的问题。那2021年对华为而言，我们也许已经穿过了自此劫难的黑藏区，这与我们全体员工的努力是分不开的。我们的队伍在这3年的持续承压中更加的团结，我们的策略也在这3年中变得更加的明确。面向未来，我们依然会加大在人才研发领域的投入，我们会通过技术强度和人才浓度来保证我们的持续创新能力。我们也坚信，沿着这个领域，沿着这2个方向持续向前，我们能够长期的、持续的、有质量的为我们的客户和合作伙伴提供更高价值的产品和服务。谢谢。
Thank you for your question. In 2021, Huawei might have stepped out of the blackout zone, and that would not have been possible without the hard work of every Huawei employee. Over the past few years, our teams have undertaken a lot of pressure, and along this process, we have become more united, and our strategy has become clearer. We will continue to invest heavily in talent and also R&D in order to ensure long-term innovation. We believe that with such investments, we will be able to continuously supply high-quality products and services and solutions to our customers and partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we'll go online now. Bloomberg, you have your hand raised. Please accept the invitation to unmute your microphone.
下一个问题是线上媒体，有请彭博社的记者。
Please go ahead.
好，谢谢大家。请教一个问题哈，2位总裁，华为是如何解决这个芯片供应链连续性问题的？有没有自建芯片工厂解决连续性问题这种打算？然后现在进展如何？长期看来，对于芯片供应链安全，这个华为怎么看？谢谢。
Thank you. The question is about chipset supply. Does Huawei have any plan to build your own production facilities to produce chipsets, and what is the progress of that? In the long term, how are you going to ensure security of your chipset supply? Thank you.
从沙子到芯片解决整个半导体的问题，应该说是一个非常复杂的、非常漫长的投入工程，需要有耐心。那么本来在全球化的环境下呢，这些技术重复开发不一定有商业价值，但是在市场割据和技术封锁的情况下，可能产生新的需求，这方面的投资也可能变得有商业价值。我们相信，我们也乐于看到有越来越多的企业参与到这个市场，我们也非常乐 介绍的里面我已经报告了，在先进工艺不可获得的困难下，单点技术的领先遇到困难的情况下，我们积极的寻找系统的突破。那么未来的芯片布局，我们的主力通信产品采用多核的结构，支撑软件架构的重构和性能的倍增。应该说呢，相当于为芯片注入了新的生命力。我想在这上面的话，我们能够增加我们的新的持续的供应能力。谢谢。
It is very complex and it takes a long time to turn sand into chips. It requires patience. Under globalization, the development or repeated development of some technologies does not make sense. However, when markets are segmented and when the access to certain technologies is blocked, new demands will arise. The investment in such areas makes sense commercially now. So I believe we will see more companies participating in this market, and we will be glad to see these succeed. During my presentation, I also said that when it is difficult to access advanced processes, it may be very challenging for us to achieve leadership at some single technologies. Therefore, we are trying to seek system-level breakthroughs. Our major communication products are using multi-core architecture, so it can support restructuring of our software to enhance performance. That is like injecting a new life into chips. I believe we'll be able to ensure the long-term supply. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take one more question from the floor. This lady, I think you were first here in the blue jacket on the left.
下一个问题。
我是中央广播电视总台的记者陈显宇，想向温总提问。您好，温总，欢迎您回家。那我刚才有留意到咱们的年报里面，其实2021年华为的利润是很好的，但是营收相较前一年应该是下滑的。为什么会出现这样的情况？那接下来华为准备在哪些方向做重点的调整？谢谢。
This is from CCTV. My question goes to Ms. Meng. Ms. Meng, welcome home. In the Huawei 2021 annual report, I've seen that you have very good profits, but your revenue declined year on year. What were the reasons behind, and how are you going to adjust your future directions? Thank you.
谢谢。对于华为的整体的收入规模的下降，主要是有几个原因造成的。一个是过去3年华为在供应连续性上是持续承压的，我想这是大家众所周知的原因。
Thank you for your question. There are several reasons behind the decline of revenue in last year. The first one is over the past 3 years, Huawei has faced supply continuity challenges. I think you all know this already.
在我刚才的报告中已经提到了美国的多轮制裁，其实对华为公司的手机、PC 这样的业务是受到了很大的承压的。那另一方面，我想说的是，中国的5G建设已经在2020年基本完成，所以在中国的5G部署上已经没有那么多的客户需求了，这是第二个方面的原因。
And the second reason is, as I've said during the presentation, the multiple rounds of restrictions imposed by the US have significantly affected our business, especially smartphone and PC businesses. In addition, the 5G construction in China was basically completed in 2020. Therefore, the customer demands are not that high.
第三个原因是华为和全球众多企业一样，在疫情下依然也承受了一样的压力。
The third reason is just like any company in the world, Huawei has been pressured because of the pandemic.
无论怎样，对华为而言，为客户服务就是我们的目标，所以我们会持续保持在研发领域的投入。在我刚才的汇报中，大家应该能够看到，过去10年华为的累计研发投入接近8500亿人民币，仅2021年我们的研发投入是1427亿。所以在未来的业务展望中，我们会持续保持在人才和研发领域的投入。
So no matter what happens, Huawei will continue to do everything we can to serve our customers. We are going to continuously increasing R&D investment. During my presentation, I also said that over the last decade, Huawei's R&D investment amounted to nearly 850 billion yuan. And only in the year 2021, our R&D investment was 142.7 billion yuan. We are going to continuously investing heavily in the future.
Thank you. We'll take another question from the floor. This lady in the black jacket over here, please.
我是总台 CGTN 的记者，我会用双语提问。孟总您好，自从您顺利回家已经6个月的时间，在这段时间里，您的这个工作的感想，个人的感受是怎么样的 ？Mr. Meng, it's been 6 months since you returned to China. What can you tell us about the work you've done since you got back, and how do you feel personally? Thank you.
谢谢你的提问。我想用一句最简短的中国的俗语来回答你的问题：洞中方一日，世上1000年。回家这6个月，我唯有努力的学习，才能赶上祖国的变化。非常感谢。
Thank you for your question. I just want to briefly answer your question by saying that the world has changed so much. Over the past 6 months, I've been learning and trying to catch up. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take one more question from the floor.
现场的再提一个问题。
The lady in the dark suit over here. Thank you.
你好，第一财经的记者。如果说过去2年是华为的这个生存阶段，那么现在的话，怎么评价就是现在华为的生存状态？另外一个就是在财报当中，我们提到了多项业务，比如说华为云、新能源、数字，还有这个企业业务以及汽车。那这些新的业务哪些会成为未来华为增长的火车头？今年的整体的目标增长情况怎么样？谢谢。
This is from China Business Network. If we say that in the past 2 years, Huawei has been seeking survival, then what is the status of Huawei this year? And I also want to know the contribution of your new businesses in the financial report. For example, Huawei Cloud, digital power, and intelligent automotive business. Will these new businesses become the engine of growth for Huawei in the future? And what are your future targets on that?
刚才你提到了华为的新业务，我想就其中一个新业务跟您分享一些数据。华为云在2021年实现了销售收入是201亿人民币，那么实现了增长是34%，相比上年同期。对华为云而言，目前华为云已经是全球 IaaS 市场在中国排名第2，在全球排名第5的企业。那华为云在去年，也就是2021年正式提出一切皆服务的战略，所以在2022年，我们将紧密围绕着这个战略，加快我们在全球的数据中心和加速网络的部署，使我们的客户能得到一致化的体验。看郭总有没有要补充的。
So talking about Huawei's new businesses, I just want to give you one example, Huawei Cloud. Our revenue from Huawei Cloud last year was 20.1 billion yuan, up 34% year on year. And in the global IaaS market, Huawei Cloud ranked number 2 in China and number 5 globally. In 2021, Huawei Cloud has developed the strategy of everything as a service. In 2022, it will continue to implement this strategy and invest in data centers and also better improve the networks to ensure seamless experience across the globe. I will see whether Mr. Guo has anything to add. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll take another question from the floor. Let's go over to the right-hand side this time. This lady in the white top with the glasses. Thank you.
管理层您好，我是南华早报的记者，我想了解一下，自从抱歉， 乌克兰跟俄罗斯的冲突开始之后，希望对于俄罗斯的经济制裁有没有影响华为在俄罗斯的业务的发展？包括手机和鸿蒙系统方面的业务有没有一些新的变化？然后想了解一下接下来在俄罗斯市场的一些计划。谢谢。
This is from South China Morning Post. As after the breakout of the Ukraine and Russia conflict, many countries have imposed sanctions on Russia. So my question is, does that have any impact on Huawei's business in Russia, especially your smartphone business and also Harmony OS-related business? And what is your future plan in that market? Thank you.
对这场战争和这场战争导致民众遭受的苦难，华为深表关切。我们也看到了各国都在积极地想办法。那么华为和大家一样，也希望看到尽快实现和平停火之战。我们也相信各国领导人的智慧能够解决这一危机，尽快恢复正常的商业环境。
Our sympathy goes out to people suffering from this conflict, and we have seen that countries are looking for solutions. Just like every one of you, we hope to see a ceasefire and end of the war as soon as possible. And we believe that the wise leadership will soon put this crisis to an end and restore normal life. Thank you.
至于你提到的，我们也注意到了一些国家和地区出台了一些政策，这些政策、这些措施很复杂，也在不断的变化。华为还在谨慎的评估中。那么至于你提到的 Harmony OS， 我们没有在海外发展的计划，目前还没有。手机的海外发展计划目前还没有。
We have noticed that some countries and regions have issued related policies, but those policies are complex and they are constantly changing, so we are carefully evaluating those policies. As for the Harmony OS, currently we have no plan to launch or to promote Harmony OS outside China. We use Harmony OS on the phones outside China.
Thank you. Right, let's give some of our colleagues online a chance to ask a question. Please make sure we can see you and have your video on if you anticipate asking a question. Okay, Sai Jing, I see you have your hand raised. Please accept the invitation to unmute your microphone. Sai Jing, please go ahead. You're live, please go ahead.
OK， 我是来自财经杂志的谢丽蓉，很高兴有机会来提问。我想问一个问题，在收入下滑的情况下，华为如何保证有充足的资金继续进行高额的研发投入？能不能分享一下在研发经费将来具体会投放到哪些领域？未来研发投入的比重还会这么高吗？谢谢。
This is from Caijing.com. As your revenue has declined, how are you going to ensure you have sufficient funds for R&D investment? And also, in which areas are you going to invest in the future? And what will be your R&D investment to revenue ratio in the future?
在刚才我的报告中，大家应该能够看到相关的数据。我们的经营性现金流是597亿，相比于上年提升了接近70%。可以看到，我们保持了非常好的收入现金比。那另外一方面，我也给大家重点介绍了净现金的概念。那净现金，华为目前的净现金是2412亿，这些都是我们面向未来进行研发投入的保障。
During the presentation, I've already shared with you some data. Our cash flow from operating activities last year was 59.7 billion yuan, up nearly 70% year on year. We also have a very good collection to revenue ratio. In addition, our net cash was about 241.2 billion yuan in 2021, and these are a foundation for us to ensure heavy investment in R&D.
面向未来，我们会在研发领域保持持续的高强度投入。那这些投入主要是面向几个方面，一个是进行系统架构的优化，那另外是软件性能的提升和基础理论的探索。这3个领域在刚才郭总的报告中，大家也应该能够看到。我们希望通过解决技术和供应的难题，来提高为我们的客户提供高可靠度、高可靠性的产品。谢谢。
In the future, we will continue investing in R&D, and the R&D investments will mainly go to 3 areas. The first one is the system architecture, and second, software enhancement, and third, studies of fundamental theories. Mr. Guo has already shared those 3 areas in his presentation. Facing these challenges in technology and supply, we are going to continue increasing investment in order to develop a more reliable and trustworthy products to supply to our customers. Thank you.
在具体上我补充一下，在具体上面的话呢，我们的投资会继续聚焦于建立一个可靠可信的供应链，保证华为的产品的连续性和竞争力。在另一方面的话，大家也注意到了，华为的话建立了若干个军团，结合这个数字化、人工智能、智能化和低碳化的诉求，把华为的技术和客户的诉求相结合，创造价值，也为华为这个创造更多的收入和利润。
We are going to investing in building a more reliable and trustworthy supply chain to ensure continuity and competitiveness of our products. In addition, Huawei has set up several teams organizations. They are going to link the needs of our customers in digital transformation, intelligence, and low carbon areas. We will try to create more value for our customers while at the same time get more revenue and profit for Huawei.
Thank you. I think we'll stay online now. There's people online again. Please remind you to keep your video on if you'd like to ask a question. Let's go with Wall Street Journal now, please.
线上的媒体可以提问。
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my question. I wanted to just go back to a question about chips. Is Huawei planning to build its own chip manufacturing capabilities? And I was also wondering if the restrictions on Huawei's ability to procure chips has had any impact on its ability to service telecom customers or build new 5G networks. Thanks.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the second part of the question? It's not that clear.
Sorry, can we unmute the microphone for Wall Street Journal, please, so we can repeat the second half of the question?
Yeah, the second part of the question was whether or not the restrictions on Huawei's ability to procure advanced chips has had any impact on its ability to service telecom customers or build new 5G networks.
Okay.
Thank you.
这个问题是关于芯片的，华为是否有计划建设自己的芯片制造工厂？然后是鉴于华为在采购芯片方面面临着一些限制，那华为将如何去确保在电信服务领域以及5G 网络方面的这个可持续性？
我首先给大家一个概念，2019年华为5G 手机出货大概是1.2亿，如果是每一颗手机一个基带芯片的话，大概需要1.2亿只那个手机芯片。 但是呢，华为2019年大概交付5G 基站是100万。那么如果每个基站的话需要需要一片的话是100万颗芯片，所以它们数量级是完全不一样的。那么你看到我们 To C 业务，特别手机业务，2020年遭遇到了非常非常大的下滑。但是呢，我们应该说 To B 业务的话呢，我们连续性现在还有保障，这是一方面。第二个方面的话，我刚才介绍了华为研发投资的三个重构，其中特别包括了这个理论的重构和系统的重构，系统架构的重构。那么比如说用面积换性能，用这个堆叠换性能，那么使得不那么先进的工艺也能够持续华为在未来的产品里面这个能够具有竞争力。我想的话呢，华为会继续沿着这个方向进行努力。
Let me share with you some numbers. In 2029, the shipment of Huawei's 5G. Sorry. In 2019, Huawei's 5G smartphone shipment was 120 million. That means if we use one baseband chip for each smartphone, it would require 120 million pieces of chips. Well, in the same year, we delivered around 1 million 5G base stations. And if we use one chip for one base station, the demand was 1 million pieces. So they are at different order of magnitude. In 2021, you have seen that our consumer business, especially the smartphone business, was declined significantly. But as for our 2B business, there is no business continuity issue. And second, as I've said, we are going to invest in R&D, mainly in 3 areas. Especially, we are going to invest in the fundamental theory studies and also improvement of system architecture. We wanted to improve performance by using a large area or by stacking of chips. So when we are not able to access the very advanced processes, we hope through these kind of means we will still be able to maintain competitiveness of our products, and that is the direction for Huawei in the future.
Thank you. May I just remind everybody to state your name as well as the organization you work for before you ask your question. Right, let's take another question from the floor, please. The lady over there in the brown jacket in the 4th row. Thank you.
两位好，我是凤凰卫视的记者。华为的消费者业务面临较大的下滑，想请问一下，最大的困难是在哪里？有没有哪些解决的方案？谢谢。
This is from Phoenix Television. My question is, as your consumer business is declining sharply, what are the challenges you are facing and what are your solutions? Thank you.
是的，美国连续多年的制裁给华为造成了非常大的困难。其中特别是消费者中的手机业务，因为手机的基带芯片，手机的芯片需要有强算力、低功耗和那个很小体积的需求，那么我们在获得性上面还有困难。
That's true. After rounds of sanctions, we are facing great challenges. Our smartphone business was impacted significantly because for the chips which are used in the smartphones, they require strong computing power, low power consumption, and a small size. Therefore, we are having difficulties in accessing those chips.
我们在积极的有关各方探讨手机的可持续性的解决方案的同时呢，我们也在拓展像可穿戴、运动健康、全屋智能等等一些新的领域。应该说，我也很高兴，我们的这个声音产品、我们的可穿戴产品，应该说都获得了非常高速的发展。 就刚才我在报告里面提到的，我们的这个可穿戴的手表手环已经超过过亿的用户了，所以我们也会在这些若干个新的场景里面寻找新的发展机会。
We are actively looking for solutions to ensure sustainable development of our smartphone business, while at the same time, our wearables and our products for fitness and health, as well as for smart home scenarios, are enjoying very high-speed growth. As you have seen in my presentation, among the wearables, the number of users for Huawei watches and Huawei bands has exceeded 100 million. So we are exploring opportunities in these new scenarios.
Thank you. Let's take another question from the floor. Let's take a question from the back. The lady at the back there with the glasses, on the left-hand side there. You can take your microphone across, please.
喂，孟总好，郭总好，我是深圳特区报的记者周雨萌。我有几个关于人才方面的问题啊，就是去年咱们华为招聘了多少员工，然后是否有裁员？今年是否有裁员？就是我们是否在有新的这个引进人才方面的计划？还有就是我们是如何发挥这个顶级人才的优势和作用的？谢谢。
This is from Shenzhen Special Zone Daily. My question is about your talent strategy. Last year, how many new hires you have got in Huawei, and have you laid off employees last year? And do you have plans to lay off employees this year? And what is your plan of recruitment this year? And also, how are you going to leverage the expertise brought by the top talents? Thank you.
谢谢你的提问。你可能也注意到了，人才、科研投入和创新精神是华为能够赖以生存和发展的一个基础。所以，华为在任何情况下都会加大对人才，特别是顶尖人才的吸引。要解决华为的长期的生存和发展的问题，靠的是人才，靠的是我们的突破。所以的话呢，我们会持续的加大对人才的吸纳和吸引。
Thank you for your question. As I've mentioned earlier, we are going to focus on 3 areas: talent, scientific research, investment, and the spirit of innovation to ensure survival and development of the company, because these are the foundations. No matter under what kind of conditions, we will continuously try to attract talent, especially the top minds. Because we know that to address our survival and development issues in the long run, we have to rely on talent to make breakthroughs. Therefore, we will continuously attracting and introducing hiring talent. Thank you.
去年、前年2年，我们大约招聘了应届优秀毕业生，大概是2.6万人。其中的话呢，有超过300多是我们定义的天才少年。那么2022年呢，我们计划还要招聘1万多应届毕业生。我想重复，只有优秀的人才才能够解决华为这个现在的状况，然后的话呢，使得华为能够进一步的发展。
Last year, we hired. Over the last 2 years, we have hired 26,000 campus graduates, and among them, we've hired around 300 top young talents. In 2022, we will hire another more than 10,000 campus graduates. I want to say this again. We have to hire outstanding talent to help us address the challenges that Huawei is facing and to further develop the company.
Thank you. Let's take another question from online now.
线上的媒体可以提问。
Okay, let's go to the Middle East. The gentleman from Al Aqtad Al Amal. Please accept the invitation to unmute your microphone. So please unmute your microphone. Al-Iqtisad wal-Amal. There you go, you're live now.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Iyad Dirani. I'm from Al-Iqtisad wal-Amal magazine from the Middle East. We cover the Arab world. My question is for Ms. Wanzhou and Mr. Ping. The question is, the United Arab Emirates have a net zero strategic initiative for the year 2050. And Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is planning to cut its carbon emissions to net zero by the year 2060. These are just two examples of the Middle East countries' sustainability direction. With some of the longest sunlight hours in the world, mega data centers projects, and Huawei new digital power and cloud business focus, do you expect GCC countries in particular, and Middle East region in general, to be of strategic importance to improving Huawei's revenues in 2022 and beyond? Thank you.
大家下午好，这是来自中东的这个记者，问题是提给郭总，在阿联酋提出了到2050年实现净零的战略，沙特阿拉伯也提出了要到2060年实现碳零。那这只是中东的2个例子，因为中东有最长的日照时间，而且华为在中东也有发展数据中心、数字能源以及云等业务。那对于2022年以及未来而言，中东地区尤其是海湾国家，对于华为是否会更加具有战略意义？
中东是华为一个非常重要的一个战略市场，在可见的将来，我们会持续的关注和加大跟中东相应客户的和相应伙伴的合作。
Middle East is a very important strategic market for Huawei. We are going to pay more attention and strengthen our cooperation with customers and partners in the Middle East.
我印象很深刻的是，几年前我拜会了中东一个国家的最高领导人，他提到了整个中东他这个国家的电力的构想，他说10%到15%是核能，然后70%、80%的话呢 ，base energy 作为用太阳能，然后的话用天然气作为一个补充能源，有一个非常宏大的构想，而且的话呢，他也提到希望跟华为探讨全面的合作。
I was very impressed when several years ago I visited a head of state from the Middle East, and he told me that the ideal portfolio of energy in the Middle East would be 10 to 15% of energy generated by nuclear power, and 70 to 80%, which is the base energy, would mainly come from solar power or supplemented by natural gas energy. That they have a very ambitious plan about that, and they want to have a comprehensive, a wide range of cooperation with Huawei.
我也注意到您刚才说到的阿联酋和沙特都有了非常雄心勃勃的碳中和的这个计划。那么华为的话呢，拥有数字技术、电力电子技术和热管理技术，应该说为中东的早日实现他们的宏伟愿景，实现碳中和，应该有了一个坚实的基础。我们也会进一步的加强我们的投入，帮助我们中东的广大客户实现他们的愿景。
I have also noticed what you have mentioned. The Middle East, the UAE and Saudi Arabia have very ambitious goals on carbon neutrality. Huawei has digital technologies, power electronics technologies, as well as thermal management technologies. So these can serve as the foundation for us to help the Middle East to achieve their ambitious goals related to carbon neutrality. And we are also going to continue investing in these technologies to help them to achieve their vision.
顺便说一下，2021年我们重组了我们的业务，成立了华为数字能源公司。这个数字能源公司有包含智能光伏、数据中心能源、智能电动、站点电源和综合智慧能源业务。应该说，在这些的话呢，我们跟中东全球得天独厚的光照条件和数据中心能源的匹配，应该说是有得天独厚的一起创造全球最好样板点的机会。我们相信也会有非常广阔的合作前景。
By the way, in 2021, we have restructured our businesses and established a digital power company. And that company focuses on smart PV, data center energy facility, drive-on and site energy facility, as well as integrated smart energy solutions. These kind of solutions, combined with the unique sunshine or long sunshine durations from the Middle East, we believe will be able to make the Middle East a good reference for the whole world, and there are huge opportunities for us to explore.
Thank you very much. I think we'll take another question online. Let's have a look. Yanjing from Sohu, you've had your hand raised for a while. Please accept the invitation to unmute your microphone. Thank you. Please go ahead.
你好，我是搜狐科技的记者，想提一个关于云生态的问题。我们看到云的增长很快，能否分享一下华为云今年整体的目标和战略是什么，以及对于今年的重点业务市场和表现有何规划？谢谢。
This is from Sohu. My question is about your cloud ecosystem. We have seen that your cloud business has been growing very fast. What is your target and strategy on cloud this year? And what kind of plan do you have for the market performance for the cloud business?
我记得3年前在上海，我们宣布进入公有云市场。并且要致力成为全球的5朵云之一。应该说，2021年我们实现了那个全球第5，但是呢，我们与全球的 Top 2还有很大的距离，所以我们要进一步的发展和逼近他们跟他们的差距。但是呢，跟他们的差距是一个方面，更重要的是在发展云服务的时候，为客户交付价值。
3 years ago, we announced in Shanghai that Huawei was about to enter the public cloud market, and our target set by then was to become one of the 5 clouds worldwide. By 2021, Huawei Cloud became the number 5 cloud globally, so we have achieved that target. However, compared with the top 2 players, there are still significant gaps. Therefore, Huawei has to continue to grow our cloud business and narrow the gap with other vendors. Well, that is one thing, and more importantly, we hope that through our cloud services, we are delivering value to the customers.
2022年的话呢，增长是一个方面，比增长更重要的话，我们强调华为云的核心竞争力。那么在中国的话呢，华为云服务了超过600多个政务云，帮助了35个城市升级到了云原生。在金融领域服务了中国的6大银行，全部的12家股份制的商业银行以及 Top 5的保险机构。我们还服务了Top 50的互联网用户的大概70-80%的用户。那么在亚太的话呢，华为云也是增速最快的公有云的提供商之一。那么在拉美的话，华为云已经是节点数最多的云 云服务的提供商，我们会沿着这个业务的扩展继续努力。另外一方面的话呢，我刚才在报告里面也提到，我们提出了一切皆服务的战略。我们22年会围绕着这个战略，加大我们的这个数据中心和网络的布局，提供全球一致性体验的网络，让业务全球高速可达。我们把华为10几万的工程师和我们刚才说到的全球第2的研发投入，把这些上面的积累不断的沉淀下来，开放出去，成为我们华为云客户的服务。我们会沿着这个方向进一步的提升我们的核心竞争力，为我们的客户，特别是选择华为云的客户创造价值。
In 2022, besides seeking business growth, one more important area is we are going to enhance core competitiveness of Huawei Cloud. In China, Huawei Cloud is serving over 600 government clouds, and also we have helped 35 cities to have upgraded their cloud into cloud native. In the finance sector, we are serving the 6 largest state-owned banks and also the 12 joint stock commercial banks. We are also serving top 5 insurance companies, as well as 70 to 80% of the top 50 internet users. In Asia Pacific, Huawei Cloud is the fastest growing cloud, and in Latin America, Huawei Cloud has the largest number of nodes. In my presentation, I said that in Huawei Cloud, our strategy is making everything as a service. We are going to invest and improve our data center and network coverage to provide seamless experience to users anywhere in the world. Huawei has over 100,000 engineers, and our R&D investment was ranked number 2. Based upon such investment, we have great results, and we are going to make those achievements be available through cloud services. So that is a direction for us to enhance our core competitiveness. We hope that by doing so, we can deliver more value to customers who have chosen Huawei Cloud.
Thank you. Right, let's take one more question online, please. With the hand raised over there, Peng Pai. Please accept the invitation to unmute your microphone. Please accept that invitation to unmute your microphone.
线上的请解除静音。
Go ahead.
可以听到吗
？Yes, we can. 我们可以听到。We can hear you.
两位领导好，我澎湃新闻的记者，我今天想问一个有关华为军团的这个问题啊，因为你们已经成立了好几个军团，我想问一下，就目前的军团的业务开展的怎么样？这当初成立军团的目的是什么？是一种比较军事化的管理的组织嘛？未来这种模式会推广到所有的业务吗？谢谢。
This is from the paper. My question is about the dedicated teams organizations in Huawei. As we know, you have established several teams. What is the progress of those businesses? And what is the intention behind this? And also, are you using a kind of military management for these teams? Will you promote this model to all businesses in the future?
那个军团的来源是2004年《纽约时报》介绍的谷歌军团，我们是参照它这样的模式来这个在华为内部形成了一个组织形式。那么通过军团的4点的话，缩短管理的链条，快速的满足客户的需求，从而创造商业价值和社会价值。那么简单的说，在华为公司里面，军团是代表客户、代表行业 来在公司寻找合适的技术，然后面向客户的话，军团代表华为公司和我们的合作伙伴一起寻找解决的方案。我们整个希望这样的实现，把简单留给客户，把复杂留给华为自己。那么应该说是，华为产品线也比较长，技术也比较多，比较繁杂。我们通过军团的这样一个短链条的运作和管理授权，使得给我们的客户和更容易跟华为做生意。我们希望这种试点的话呢，能为客户也为华为创造一个新的共赢的商业模式。
In 2004, there was an article in the New York Times talking about Google's army of PhDs. So Huawei's team's organization referred to that model. Through this model, our purpose is to shorten the management chain to enable quick decision-making to create more business value and social value. So these teams, they represent customers and the industries in the company, and they look for the right technologies for them. And they also represent Huawei to work together with our partners to look for the right solutions for the customers. So by doing this, we hope that we can make things simpler for our customers, and we address the complexity ourselves. As Huawei has a lot of product lines and complex technologies, so we hope through this kind of team structure, we're able to shorten the management chain and better delegate authorities to make it easier for customers to do business with Huawei. We hope that through such pilots, we can achieve a win-win with our customers.
Thank you. We've got time for just about 2 more questions. We'll take 1 more online. Jakarta Globe, please. Let's go ahead.
我们还有时间提2个问题，先有请线上的媒体。
You've had your hand raised for a while, so Jakarta Globe, please accept it. There you go.
Yes. I'm Naida from the Jakarta Globe. I would like to ask, how does Huawei perceive digital transformation in Southeast Asia, especially in Indonesia, and how can Huawei contribute to this trend? Thank you.
我的问题是，华为如何看待东南亚，尤其是印尼的数字化转型？还有华为将如何助力东南亚的数字化转型？
东南亚的数字化转型的发展非常的迅速我记得是2021东南亚数字转型的规划里面，预计2030年数字化的业务要超过1万亿美元。那么，对于数字化转型的东南亚来说，是一个华为非常重视的，也非常愿意持续投入的战略性的市场。我们希望东南亚国家利用5G、AI、云计算等等技术，成为跨越式发展的一个机会。那么华为也希望在亚太为亚太，在东南亚数字化转型中成为一个关键的贡献者。
We know that Southeast Asia has been running very fast in going digital. According to the 2021 economy SEA, we know that by 2030, it is the digital transformation market is expected to reach $1 trillion. This is a very important strategic market for Huawei. So we hope that our 5G, AI, and cloud computing technologies can support Southeast Asia to achieve more rapid development in their digital transformation journeys. Huawei's strategy is that we are in Asia Pacific and we are for Asia Pacific. We hope that Huawei will be a key contributor in the digital transformation journey of Southeast Asia.
印尼是东盟最大的经济体，我非常印象深刻，也非常感谢1月底的时候， 印尼的统筹部长卢胡特还在疫情之下专门来访问了华为。那么我们跟印尼广泛的探讨，在 ICT 基础设施在数字化转型，特别是在5G 网络、云基础设施以及印尼的新首都建设的广泛的机会。那么华为的话呢，在过去21年，在2021年也为印尼的偏远地区提供4G 服务，实现更多的人员实现互联网的连接。同时的话呢，华为也把为印尼、为东南亚国家培养数字化人才当成一个非常重要的合作方面。那么在亚太地区的话呢，我们将投资5000万美元，在未来培养50万名数字化人才。在印尼的时候，在印尼我们承诺5年内为印尼培养10万名当地人才和1000名 ICT 的讲师。我们希望通过东盟学院等等这些人才培训的机制，努力的实现更丰富的东盟国家的数字化人才的计划。
Indonesia is the largest economy in ASEAN. I was very impressed, and we were very grateful to have received a minister from Indonesia in the end of January to have a visit in Huawei. During that visit, we discussed a lot of topics like ICT infrastructure, digital transformation, 5G, cloud, and also the construction of a new capital with that minister. In 2021, Huawei has helped extend 4G coverage into the remote areas in Indonesia. We've helped to connect more people to the internet. In Indonesia, we can work with stakeholders to develop talent for Southeast Asia region too. We are going to invest 50 million in the next few years to develop 500,000 digital talent for Southeast Asia. In Indonesia, in the next 5 years, we will develop 100,000 talent and also 1,000 ICT trainers through ASEAN Academy and other Huawei programs and initiatives. We hope that we can help develop more digital talent for the region.
I think we're over time, but we can just about squeeze one more question from the floor. So if anybody would like to raise their hand from the floor. The lady over there in the grey jacket and the white top, middle row over there. If we could take a microphone over, please. Yes, over there, please. Over there, please. Thank you. In the row just over here, please. Yeah, standing up, the lady standing up. Thank you.
My name is Amber Chin, analyst from IDC. I have a question. The 2021 financial report shows that 16% of your company revenue comes from the enterprise business. And we learned that the enterprise users are more concerned about how these ICT applications can fulfill their business needs. So they wanted to know the underlying technology. So what kind of approach or approaches would Huawei take when you offer your solutions to these enterprise users? Thank you.
这是来自 IDC。我们看到在华为2021年的年报里面，华为的企业业务是贡献了16%的收入，16%的收入。但是对于企业用户，他们更多的是关注这些 ICT 的技术能够是不是能够满足他们的需求，他们并不是很关注底层的那些技术。所以在跟企业用户做生意的时候，华为是会采用一种什么样的方式来交付你们的解决方案呢？
您说的对，对于企业客户的话呢，他们关注的是最后为他们带来什么的价值，所以这也是这个华为的话呢，组建了若干个军团，把华为5G 计算、 云还有这个场景化的应用相结合，更靠近客户，为客户打造出场景化的解决方案，我们做的一个尝试。当然这些千行百业的区别非常巨大，华为也不可能包打天下。我们能擅长的是在 ICT 技术，在我们刚说的数字技术，我们更擅长的是跟数学相关的这个技术，所以我们也需要广泛的伙伴，需要生态的合作，一起靠近我们的客户的需求，和我们的伙伴一起打造出场景化的解决方案，从而的话呢，使客户能够从华为的先进技术里面获得利益。我想您提的问题也是华为进行军团化试点的一个原因。谢谢。
You're right that enterprise customers only care about what kind of value they can get from those technologies. And that is one reason why Huawei has established the teams. And these teams can look at how we can use the 5G computing and cloud and scenario-based applications to address the specific needs of the industrial customers. We know that different industries have different needs and different characteristics. And Huawei is not able to do everything by ourselves. Huawei is good at ICT technologies or digital technologies, or I should say technologies which are related or enabled by mathematics. Therefore, we want to work with our partners in the ecosystem to develop scenario-based solutions to meet the needs of the enterprise customers.
我也想补充一句华为技术有限公司是技术有限的，所以的话呢，我们也不需要为全世界的所有的区域、所有的客户服务。我们所要做的是为那些选择了华为的客户，用华为产品多产品的组合优势，为选择华为的客户创造价值，那么促进华为所有的努力，促使帮助我们的客户实现商业成功。谢谢。
You know that Huawei does not have all the technologies. We only have limited technologies, so we cannot serve everyone in the world. What we want to do is to use our rich product portfolio to deliver value to the customers who have chosen us and help them to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. If you have any further queries, please see a member of Huawei's communications team. I'd like to give a big thank you to our speakers on stage, Mr. Gore and Ms. Meng, our interpreter, Alicia, and please give a thank you to all the interpreters and the communications team working behind the scenes. Thank you very much to all of you in person. For those of you online, hopefully we'll see you in person at the Huawei Analyst Summit in April, but that's all we have time for. Thank you and goodbye.
那么今天的活动就到此为止。如果大家有更多的问题，可以联系华为的企业沟通团队。我们一起感谢我们的发言人郭平先生和孟晚舟女士，还有所有的翻译人员和会务人员，感谢大家的支持。希望在不久之后的华为全球分析师大会上再次与大家见面。非常感谢大家，再见。
Thank you.